What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm reaching through the nether regions of Yu-Gi-Oh! To talk about the OCG's announcement of their Forbidden Limited list. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. Thank you guys for taking your time out to watch today's video and today's content. I really do appreciate it. We're going to be talking about the Forbidden Limited list from the OCG. My opinions themselves, and you can always leave your opinions on the OCG and TCG Forbidden Limited list in the comment section below. So this official list goes into effect October 1st, which is ironic because that's the time frame where the TCG is supposed to be awaiting theirs. I always say we get ours in the middle of that month, never exactly that month, so I'm not too surprised. And actually, just ironic fact, yesterday, September the 11th, was the day the the TCG received their Forbidden Limited list last year that unbanned Harpie's Feather Duster. So it has been a full year since Duster has been unbanned. Has anything changed since Duster's been back? Nope. It's just everyone's running Feather Duster. Um, so yeah, why don't we go ahead and while we talk about the Forbidden Limited list. So starting off with Forbidden section, two very iconic cards. We have True Kings of All Calamity and Mystic Mind hitting the Forbidden section. For the limited, they have Double A's Sky Thunder and Cyframe Gear Gamma. For the limited section, we have Crossout Designator, I said crossover designator, Crossout Designator, Pot of Desires, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, also known as Red MD, and Soul Eating Over Raptor. For the unlimited, we have Pendulum Call, Mind Control, Soundman Great Circle, and Danger Nest, all joining the unlimited section. So, with that said, and then that's each of the sections that they have covered of what cards will be changing, added, or removed. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to shake up a lot of the OCG play, um, just like it does here in the TCG. And it's crazy because here's the thing: everyone has always wanted Mystic Mind to be hit, and it's now potential in the OCG it's going to be hit. Do I think it'll be hit in TCG? Most likely. Because here's the thing: OCG hates style out. OCG hates decks that do big ass, you know, break the combo style out bullshit. And they've never been a fan of it because they don't like burn. They don't like style out. And they like to see variety. Um, because of that, that's another reason why a lot of stuff does get here. I mean, eventually that's part of the reason why the Forbidden Limited list was created, was to see more variety of gameplay and see more strategic play with a lot of cards. With that said, here we are in 2020 with X numbered lists. And I mean, you can take it from where you can take it when with, the fan base of Yu-Gi-Oh! Some like the competitive side, some like the casual, and there's just some there in between, you know. And it's always affected by the list. It's always affected by product. It's always affected by what's here and there. And do I think this is probably a big shakeup on both ends? Oh, definitely. Definitely, because Mystic Mind was a card that many of players used because they did not like a lot of what was currently going on. You have a lot of combo decks, you got a lot of first turn stall, or you got a lot of boards that you have to break. And Mystic Mind was helping break those boards. So I think the Mystic Mind will ever come back unless they do some shifting to that card? No. And you can say we have Duster, we have Cyclone, we have all that to get rid of Mystic Mind. Yeah, but there was multiple copies of this card. So, and there was protection too. Because I didn't even remember some people were meaning field barrier. You know field barrier? Yeah, that was the thing to keep Mystic Mind afloat. So, yeah, it's seen its days and it's ran its course. True Kings of All Calamity, I'm actually shocked that the OCG did not write ban it because the TCG did. This was a problematic card because it can detach material to basically get rid of monsters of that attribute that it declares, and it's a massive board right. You know, it seems like a prominent monster because you have to use so much to do it. But when you remember how easy it is to put a True King monster on the board, it's not that hard. Especially in Dinosaur, because Dinosaur was one of the few decks outside of the actual deck itself, True Kings, that could bring out True Kings of all calamity. And especially because you could put True Kings into your Dinosaur deck, and that was even more of a build up for your deck too, because of how they work and how their destruction effects go on. So yeah, when you got a really boss monster and you got a really nasty field spell, they both have to go. And, you know, it's funny because when you look at field spells, you never really assumed that field spells had gotten to the point where the break. And actually, yeah, they did. They got to a point where they got really, really broken. I want to say field spells didn't really start popping off till midway through GX era, so about 2006, I want to say 2006. Because field spells originally they were magic. Their spell cards. Well, originally they were magic cards, and then they got changed to spell because wording. Um, that only did power bonuses. You know, look at the original field spells: Umi, Forest, Mountain, um, Yami, and all of that. They were all big field spells that just gave what 2 to 300 attack and defense points to specific monsters, made other monsters lose that much attack and defense points. Then you had the elemental field spells, Rising Air Current, Mystic Plasma Zone. Did Earth have one? I feel like Earth had one. I know Wind, Dark, Water, because Water had Umi Ruka, which is Rapid Seas. Um, I know Light had Luminous Spark, Dark had Mystic Plasma Zone. So yeah, it's a lot of those generic field spells. I don't think Earth had one. Earth had one. I'm not really worried off the top of my head, but yeah, you look at all those generic field spells, and then you come to the modern era, and you're like, wow, this field spell says I can get additional special summon. This card says it's Pot of Avarice. This one says I can destroy spells or traps. This one says I can bring more monsters to the board by banishing more monsters from the same archetype. Like when they started getting archetype exclusive, when they started getting more combo oriented or combo heavy, that's where a lot of spells started to see a lot of hits. I don't, have we ever had a field spell? Yes, we do have a couple of field spells that have been hit. Mainly ones that have been banned because Chicken Game, I believe, was the first field spell to ever be forbidden because of how powerful it was. I know Mystic Mind's now joining it. There's never been a field spell off the top of my head that's ever been semi-limited or limited to a point where they would reflect off, but I think that's still Mystic Mind if that's anything. So yeah, and even Chicken too. No, but that's just how you win. When something got too powerful, they hit it as soon as they could. Um, so yeah, that is that section of it, and I spent a good chunk of time talking about those. Gamma and Zeus. So let's go to the limited section. Gamma is only being hit because Gamma has become a really versatile build spell. I mean, versatile hand trap, not build spell, hand trap, and it's yet again another time where we're seeing a hand trap get hit. I was actually surprised because I think Ash lost. I would honestly, I was gonna tell you, I was assuming Ash would get hit, but because of how easy of a setup it is to play around with Gamma, no, I'm not surprised Gamma got hit. Gamma can even stop Ash Blossom and then put a free normal monster on the board that you can do combos with, including Synchro, to make their monster Cypher and get Omega. And we all know that Omega has a broken ability to the point where Omega has to be limited because of how broken he was. Um, and because of this situation, that is why I can see this being limited. Because Gamma just created too many problems. Not deciphering driver. No, Gamma. That's the think of the monster, but never the monster difference. And I think people are still going to just have more room now because it's one Gamma. They'll probably use some of the other ciphers now. Like the one that negates spells and traps, the one that negates The one that negates spells, the one that negates traps, and I believe the one that negates monster effect. With that, let's go into Zeus. Zeus is now here. Well, Zeus was the only real answer for Tri Brigade Zoo to continue. The only reason why Zoo continued. And that ran, easy to get exceed monsters were running Zeus because Zeus was a really powerful answer to a lot of things in the game. So she was something like big board wipe. At NAB, it's probably one of the easiest things to summon because you don't need like 2 level 12 monsters. You can take an exceed monster that's being attacked, regardless of whose turn it is, and then place him on top of it and then start bombing the field of everything but himself. So you can easily take the win condition effect because it can be a win condition and literally secure your board. Once he does it, it's pretty much game over for your opponent. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not shocked. I am not surprised because both of these cards are real, really good. Especially in really, really big masses. So now you only have to be able to play with one Gamma and um, one Zeus. Looking at the semi-limited section, although very small, um, very easy to use shortcut here. Pot of Desires, really good draw card. Um, I really think it's only being cut because it can cut through your deck. And even though you're gonna hit a lot of pieces, there are a lot of decks that don't care about their pieces being hit, so they can just go get other pieces and secure themselves. Um, the crossout designator is also a net vote of very good generic card that can help you hit things that probably are mostly sided or because of how meta is. It's a really good anti-meta for the meta that you can easily get some. Let's say you know what your opponent's playing and you're running like you need to run against spells. You need to run against traps. You can definitely run against hand traps. Various monsters can easily be hit with this, and that way it'll leave your opponent without any retaliation to anything that you're doing. So seeing it semi-limited instead of unlimited is a bit crazy, but I feel like that is just a big countermeasure to how many of these things have been seen all over the OCG's list. Red MD got nerfed to the point where it's might as well just be at multiples because your effect is only once per turn. You're going to use that effect once per turn now, and you're only getting dragons, and you're already limiting yourself at that point from what you originally did. Excuse me. It caused you to get hit to the list, which actually was just being a combo piece, if anything, for Dragon League. Same thing here with Sully Novraptor. He was a combo piece for Dinosaur. I believe he was at one, and then they switched him to, and now they're switching back to Semi Limit because Dinosaur big combo game was trying to make King of all calamities, and now that pieces are being hit, might as well give him some type of something to play around with. So why not give him this old Overraptor? But Overraptor has so many different setups in dinosaurs. Like I remember someone asked, "Is it possible to build dinosaur if you don't?" If you want to play a less expensive, a budget version of Dinosaur, and you can definitely build a budget. Because the only thing I think is the amuleted dragon. I mean, amuleted Aminosaur, the jeweled dinosaur, the level one, little cute thing that's like still $30. You don't have to play dinosaur. If you can't get a set of it, people were saying, yeah, you can still play dinosaur because you still have Soul, Raptor. You have all the different combinations of monsters and spells and traps to do stuff, whether it's in your hand or whether it's on the field, and you'll be perfectly fine. And I think that's a good enough reason for Raptor to get hit. So, the unlimited section. This is basically cards that are just going up to 2. Well, I mean from 2 or 1 to 3. With the rise of Salamangreat, of course. Well, this is probably just a boost to Salamangreat because Salamangreat Circle was only hit because Salamangreat was just so damn everywhere, and it was probably the first time in a while where we had structure decks that are actually viable at that point that you can buy 3 structure decks. And I also believe that At the time it came out, the set that had most of the other stuff in it was also out. And you didn't really need that much unless you were looking for like specific staples. Even then, most Yu-Gi-Oh players have those, and most of the time, the structure that will provide. So, because Circle gave either protection or a search all in one card effect, and a quick play spell like that, you could set one, use the other effect to search, or vice versa, and then create your massive board. All these silent grade monsters who've used copies of themselves to trigger their abilities to get rid of stuff that you don't want on the field. Mind control is just it's mind control. There's look, you need stuff for exceeds, you need stuff for link summoning, you need stuff for synchro summoning. You're taking it from your opponent if you need the option. It's still a relatively powerful spell card, but it's kind of slow because there are a lot of things that can be unaffected by the card effects. So it's more so of a I'm taking this because I want to disrupt the combo, or I'm taking this because I want to use something. Else I can. Excuse me. When it comes to mind control. Uh, Pendulum Call. I think it's only because they're trying to spark up Pendulum with Dore Micord, and the fact that was that Ancient Guardians? Was Ancient Guardians? Ancient Guardians done shit since it's released in both the OCG and TCG. I think the only thing is the Oblagod or Oblo. Well, I'll call it what it's called in the OCG, the Abyssal. Because I know the reference of the name in the TCG. That's to the ancient Egyptian snakes, the snake deities, the Ablazak, the Ablazodiac, the Ablazak. There we go, the Ablazak. But I think of it as just a better name. And what story record done, but just say run pendulum, and that's pretty much what you can do with this pendulum. It's just run pendulum. That's it. And then Nessie. Um, a generic a monster that was used for its purpose of being the generic setup for other danger cards. I think Jackalope and them are all still at one, so yeah. If you just read out an easy summon monster that can be flashed in the decks and give combos, especially for links and exceed summons. That's literally what this is. So yeah, that's most likely why Nessie's here. And if you keep the other two at one, people aren't gonna try to spam through Danger Dark World, which is a deck, and it does. I also think Danger Dark World can produce deck over there, the King of all calamities, in combination with what they already have, which is already bullshit. So yeah. All right, I've looked at all the sections of the OCG list. My final thoughts on I think which everyone says they hit what they needed to hit. I'm sure the LCG is screaming there should have been stuff hit. There shouldn't have been stuff hit. You get us how it is. Looking at this, I wouldn't be surprised. If we're gonna see from LCG more dinosaur. We're definitely gonna see some Dark Magician stuff next set with Battle of Chaos coming out. Which also means why we see a lot of these cards going up because Nessie 7, DMG 7. I mean DM is 7. So you probably could see them working together too. There's so many names you can easily see that can be created from a list like this. I mean, you just question what could happen. That's what it is. Um, that's kind of how I feel about it too. I want to see exactly what's going to happen now, and I actually want to see what the TCG's for limited list is going to look like with all of this, hits. So, let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the OCG's Forbidden Limited list and what you would like to see the TCG's Forbidden Limited list look like. Would you like it to look similar? Would you like it to have a couple of pieces added? What would you change? And all of that in that comment section below. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you guys can be informed when I do upload more content. Catch me on Twitch. Link is in the description below, as well as all my other social medias. And until next time, you guys, OCG signing out. Take care.